What's up, guys? It is John Muscarello from Side Hustle Experiment. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am a six-figure reseller. I sell used books and media on Amazon and eBay. And in today's video, I am going to go through what we put aside for eBay that we're listing from the last batch we did. I get tons of questions. How do you identify stuff for eBay? How do you put it aside? Why do you put it aside? And to be honest, the answer is always different. Sometimes it's a gut feeling. Sometimes it's we've sold something in the past. Other times we scan a book with the Amazon seller app that has no barcode and it's selling for a crazy price on FBA, so we put it aside. There are just all sorts of reasons. So I figured the easiest way to kind of tell you guys or try to help you guys identify these books is to show you what we put aside, why I think we put it aside. The helper is putting stuff aside as well, so I can't speak to why he put it aside, but I could give you my best guess. I don't know. It depends on how long this video runs. I may or may not go through all of them. I definitely will not be. There's about 45 books in this. But you'll hopefully get the point after a little bit. So, with all that being said, please like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. If I missed anything, how do you identify eBay books? If you found this helpful, anything or everything goes. So, let's get into it. All right. So, the first book here is one of the reasons we put this aside was when we come across a book like this, it has like gold kind of on the front. It has a nice spine. I think the helper put this aside. You kind of look in it. It has Roman numerals down there. I think this is from the 1800s. Usually when you see Roman numerals in books, they're pretty old. This one is also this is called, if I'm looking up, I have a spreadsheet up there with everything. The Christian Mirror, or Worlds in Season, 1859. Probably the reason we put it aside, it has to do with religion. It's from the 1800s. We usually put everything aside that's from the 1800s and early 1900s, really. Probably up to like 1920-ish. It just really depends. There were not a lot of comps on this book. Based on what I saw and what the lister saw, they're kind of all over the place. But, when in doubt, in an old book like this, we always list high. So we're listing at $199 plus, it looks like $14.95 shipping. Oh no, $9.95 shipping, which is expensive for a book like this, but I've been learning the hard way as I've been selling these expensive books. We insure everything that is shipped. So the other day I sold a set of books for like $1,250, and to insure that cost me like $20. And I was charging like $7.95 for shipping. It's amazing, the sale, but the insurance definitely adds up. So that's this one book, $199. We will probably take an offer for $150. I don't know. Sometimes these books go live and they just sell like that. Other times offers will be made, but we really try to list stuff that has solid comps per se. Just because we don't want to waste time. Or there might not be any comps on it, but like based on some research we've done, it looks like it could go for a decent amount of money. This next book here, again, we probably put this aside because it has a nice spine. It says the Temple Church. So again, this is religion. Some nice gold on the cover. I do not know what this gold is called, but so upon opening this, let's see. This is from 1893, as you can see here. So that was probably put aside for that. And then upon further research, it said that there's only 500 copies of this work on handmade paper have been printed. So again, 1800s book, only 500 were made. That is kind of something that we'd put aside. It does look nice too. I feel like a lot of the time when the book looks nice, we are kind of more prone to put it aside. This one also $1.99. This book, in the beginning, this is called The Mosaic Cosmology Proved by Science. C. Hawkins. So one of the reasons for this, I put this one aside. It just looked very interesting to me. In the beginning, usually that is a signal like, when the world was created, kind of like people always love these kind of books. And it turned out it was about like cosmetology, or not cosmetology, but like how the world was created. Also, this one is, I don't know. This one was really cool. So there was actually a note inside to the person who got this, and it was signed by the author. And the book itself was also signed by the author. Very, very cool piece. Obviously, and the note's dated, I don't know if you caught that, 1909. I don't know if this book had a date inside. I don't think it did. It does not. But also another thing we look for is books. I don't want to ruin that have like illustrations like this, or illustrations at all. People really love those old illustrations. So this book, there was not hardly anything on there. I'm pretty sure this is hard. I should have did this when I was doing the research. There were some books. There is a book in the beginning. I'm pretty sure it sells for like in the 30 to 40 range. Obviously, this one's signed by the author. It's old. We listed this for $795.21. I have no idea if we will get that. But based on the research, it seems like it's possible. In this case, where it's signed by the author, it's from the 1900s. Again, like we always like to go high. I could see getting, I don't know, hopefully $500. But you never know. If someone offered $250, I'd probably do research it and make sure that like that is a decent price. But this is $250. If this came in at $250, even though it's listed at $795, I would definitely consider it. Like, if you think about it, this is like a book that probably would have got put in a Gaylord to be picked up by the dud people. And this pays for like 5 Gaylords. So that's how I look at it. I didn't pay $200 for this book and need to get 500. I just try to move the books as quickly as possible at a good price that works for both parties. Let's see what else we got here. This one is Yoga for You. This one is polybag because the cover is in really bad shape. Let me see if I can find this one. Yoga for You. This is, I'm not really sure where this is from. I think this is a first edition. I'm not going to open it because it is very fragile. So one of the reasons we put this aside, a lot of old school yoga books or anything about meditation seem to pull well. You could see that this is definitely old and vintage. This one does have some nice images and stuff inside. So we listed that one for $99.21. This next one, that's another pro tip, like put notes on these books. So this one was signed by the author. So this is Objections and Answered, R.C. Sproul. One of the reasons we put this aside, again, is there really a God? Why trust the Bible? What about heaven? All that kind of stuff. People, I guess I don't know if it's conspiracy or what, or, different thoughts of opinion on stuff like that. I am not saying anything about religion or what's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's why we put this book aside. Turns out inside it is signed. Someone signed it. So yeah, again, old vintage looking book about, religion. This one we listed. This is from the second batch. 149. All right. Next up, this is The Old Man and the Sea. So by Ernest Hemingway. We put this aside because it's Ernest Hemingway, very popular and collectible author. Old Man and the Sea is, again, one of those books. This book is definitely beat up. The dust jacket, I mean, I don't know what happened there. It is a book of the month book. These are sometimes valuable, sometimes not. It really depends on the author. Obviously, it's worth putting aside. This one is from 1952. And yeah, it was the book of the month. Obviously, we put it aside because of the author's popularity. We listed this for $99. There definitely sold comps in the 70s. I also list in mine, so I think the last one sold for about 74. So I listed it at 99 because I want to get in the $70 or $74 range. So I'll make someone an offer for like 89, 79 or whatever. We'll see what happens. And also I listed with what is currently available. So I think at $99, that is the cheapest available right now. And I usually do not like to be the cheapest. I like to be like almost the fairest. But based on the dust jacket and like the condition it's in, it definitely is going to be in the lower. And I could see someone make me an offer for about, I don't know, $75, $80 just because of the condition. This one right here, this is a great example because it's tested advertising methods. And sometimes it comes down to what you know. So just like dumb luck. So I was a copywriter. I worked in marketing. And this is like the holy grail book in marketing. This book, the paperbacks were selling for, I think, 110. Sold comps. There are hardly any hardbacks out there. I think there's one listed for 185. For me, I actually want this book. So I listed it for $299. If someone wants to give me $299 for it, they could have it. But I'm definitely going to kind of thumb through this, put this on my own bookshelf. But sometimes it's just what you know. If you know something about a topic, I know John Caples, he was like a famous advertising guy. David Ogilvy, another big time advertising guy. If you know of Ogilvy PR, it's a huge PR firm. He was the founder of that. And like, yeah, it's just kind of old school vintage ads. There definitely is a market for that. Book is in good condition. And this one I just happen to know to put it aside because I used to work in marketing. All right. This book is Lang's Commentary. So whenever we come across commentary books, they could be like pretty valuable. If we see a single one in a Gaylord, we always put it aside because there's usually more. It's very rare that we usually find just one. We actually found 1 through 15. I'm trying to think of this one. I don't know if that's a complete set or not. But we're listing the whole set for $249.91. This is one where there's not a lot of comps on, but stuff that has sold has probably been somewhere in that range. I could not find this exact version, but there are versions out there similar that, could probably go for that price. But we always put commentary books aside, even if they're newer, because you just never know if you could build a set. They just sell very well. All right. This next one is critical and experimental commentary. Again, this spine is very cool. It's a commentary book. We were hoping to find more of them. We found 6 of them. That makes it a complete set. We're listing this for $249 as well, plus $19.95 shipping. These things are expensive to ship just because they're heavy. Especially the Langs, there's 15 books in there. So it's going to be about 20-30 pounds. So it should probably cover the shipping. But if we get anywhere close to $249, $200, I'll be very happy with that. What else we got here that I want to show? Let me grab this. So these books they're not in order. Encounters with Luther. This is obviously, we put this aside. Anytime we see stuff that has like volumes, like, so this says volume 2, 3. So we saw 1, we put it aside, whether it said, I think we found volume 2 first. So we're like, okay, there has to be other ones. So usually when we're scanning the Gaylord, we'll just put it in the middle of the table, or to the left of the table. And then if we could build the set in that Gaylord, we do it. If not, we put it aside behind us, because the rest of the books could be in another one if you're working on the same batch. This seems to be very rare. I could not find one of these. So there are some books that are selling on eBay, just single ones, for $76. So I kind of took that as the starting point. So I did $75 times 4, and that's kind of, what is that? $300, and then I added 50 to it. So I'm listing that for $349.95. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm probably taking offers on this, but again, like when there's hardly any comps, I always like to list higher. This way, you have wiggle room to take offers, make offers. You get aggressive. You could offer lots of discounts on your store if you wanted to. What else? I'm trying to think of another example here. This could be a good one. So this is another one. Criswell predicts. So basically this one, anytime there's like prediction books, I always like to put them aside from now to the year 2000. There's actually some crazy stuff in this book that they're predicting. Yeah, it's just very like kind of cool stuff. Cool cover. I think, let's see, Criswell. I'm trying to think what I listed this at. This one was listed at $74 plus shipping. That seems to be pretty much in line with what I've seen. I think this might be a first edition. Yep, it is a first edition as well. So this should sell relatively quickly, hopefully. So that's why we put that one aside. Kind of looks cool. It's a prediction book, kind of conspiracy theory kind of stuff. Any prediction. Also, like 2000s, a lot of people were predicting like it'd be crazy. So I kind of kept that in mind while doing that. What else we got here? This one is My Religion, Helen Keller. Obviously, Helen Keller is a big figure in our world. It was from 1927. That's why we put this aside. It's old. It looks vintage. Again, it's from 1927. Let's see. My Religion. I don't know when this. Let me do control find. We're listing this one for $74 as well. Again, I think we saw some comps on this somewhere around there. So again, we list it, we'll take an offer, and kind of go from there. There's one that I put aside that I wanted to show you. Oh, let me go grab it. So this one is, I wanted to show you this one. It's not selling for that much. So this is Marina and Lee. I think this is selling for, or we're listing it for $29.21. The reason I am listing this one, I like to say 30 and above. I mean, $29.21 is just a cutoff price, like for 30 that we use. It's sold like a bunch of times. So I would have never guessed this off the top of my head. But when there's no barcode or ISBN number, I always will scan it with the Amazon app. The cover of the book, it was selling for, I don't know, a crazy amount of money new. So I was like, well, I'll put it aside. And it turns out it's about, I'm pretty sure John F. Kennedy or isn't it? No. Yeah, John F. Kennedy. So it was about that, and it sells, I don't know, it'll probably sell pretty quickly. Again, use the Amazon scanner app to think that this was somewhat valuable. So that, I want to kind of show you that. What else? Oh, okay. This will probably be the last one. I know this video is getting long, but I'm trying to like include everything. So this is one of a Webster's dictionary. A lot of these sell really well. This one is from, let's see here. $1951. People love the bigness of these. I think that's 5 inches. Someone sold this recently for I think 74 or right around there, or maybe a little more. So I did 74 plus shipping of $12.95. That actually might be cutting it close. I might up that a little bit. This will be heavy to ship. So that, don't sleep on those antique encyclopedias, especially the ones that are indexed like this. I have sold probably 3 or 4 at least encyclopedias like this. Sometimes they're in 2 volumes. So there's that. Here is another great example. This is the Pulpit commentary. More commentary books. This is not a complete set. I think a complete set of these is 23, but we have 1 through 15, which is, it's always good when you have consecutives like that. Like if it was like 1, 3, 7, like that's not ideal. But we are listing this for $99.21. Definitely seen books in that range for this, so we'll list that at that price. And we've been going for about 20 minutes, so I think I'm gonna cut it there. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to show you guys why we put stuff aside. I think I pretty much covered everything, so let's kind of wrap it up real quick. So we're usually putting aside stuff in anything in the 1800s, anything that has to do with religion, famous authors. What else did we run through? Anything like, does God exist? How is the world created? Commentary books. You know, you use the Amazon seller app to scan a cover and see what the price is bringing back. That is a good way to do it. And sometimes even when we're kind of going, oh, that would be another one. Let me just do one more. So these right here, we put these aside because we just saw, like, they all said theological and pasture care. So when we see like the same of a couple books of the same, we always throw them aside because we don't know how many there are. It turns out that I can't really find a lot of these, or a lot of comps on them. But I think we're listing, let's see, pastoral care. I do not see it in the spreadsheet. Oh, we're listing for $199. Again, that's probably high, but we'll be looking to take an offer on that. And I guess another thing on pricing, like, you could always lower the price. It's not like Amazon where they're gonna flag you for a high price error. You could list these books for whatever you want. You will. So when I was looking at the tested advertising strategies one, someone has that listed for like $9,000. I don't know. I don't think they will get that. But it's to be said that, you could kind of control the market on eBay a little bit more than you can on Amazon. So that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Again, I hope you found that helpful. It's really hard to distill down why or why not we're putting stuff aside. So I figured it would just be easier to kind of go through a batch with you guys and kind of pick out, kind of the main ways we do find books to list on eBay. So again, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.